I'm just going to talk for a little bit. It won't be too long. I just want to ask a question for people who like to speak a lot. Do you really think about what you're saying? And the reason that I ask that question is, I listen to people when they speak. I enjoy listening to people. And too many people, I think, really don't understand words. You don't understand what people are saying. So somebody can make a reference to something uh, that is, to me, simplistic. However, someone will say they don't like a word. Like I don't like words. Certain words I don't like. Like I don't like the word game. I don't like it, but I understand the term game. I understand it as synonymous to tactics. So when somebody uses a word and say, "Why do you call this?" Like I was listening to Reg's Bad Guys stream, and they were having a conversation, and one guy said, "Why do you refer to something as the hood?" And I was thinking, hood is short for neighborhood. You know, if you don't like that term, ask them what they mean by that. Just like when people use the term ghetto. Do you know the definition of ghetto? Have you ever Googled it? It can be a slum, but it's also where a group of certain people live or a minority group of people live. That is what they call the ghetto. So they had Jewish ghettos. They had other ghettos than just the ghetto where certain people who are socioeconomically impoverished live. So when people use certain words, I'm always perplexed. I'm always confused. It's amazing to me the way that people think. And listen, before you get offended by something that somebody says, ask them, what do you mean by that? What do you mean when you say those words? That's what I think. So when I have an interaction with people, I'm always curious as, have you thought about what you're saying? Like even this whole YouTube thing. I listen to people speak all the time, but a lot of times I'm listening. So everybody has different criteria for what they like. Some people may want special graphics and backgrounds and special effects. Me, most of the time I'm not looking at the video. I'm listening to hear what you say. That's what I really, I guess it'd be more than a podcast, but because it's so much easier to access YouTube and listen to stuff than it is to go to a podcast platform and try to find a video. I listen to YouTube more than listen to podcasts or audiobooks. I like to listen. So how the presentation is and even how you sound to me is kind of not that important. What is important is the message. So I think a lot of people don't think before they speak. They just speak, people just say things. And I think it's crazy. Are you serious? It's preposterous. Words you're connecting together. I'm sorry, my laughter kicks in. But that's what just amazes me about people. Most people, it's nothing wrong with speaking. I enjoy having dialogues with people. I like conversations. I want you to say something and then I want to say something. I don't want you just, like some people, I said it before, some people just want an echo chamber. I don't want an echo chamber. I love to hear people different than I love to hear somebody who doesn't think like me. However, my problem is I need to listen better because I want people to get to the point to what you're saying. And when you say something, make sure that I can understand what you're saying. Because a lot of times I don't understand what you're saying. I don't see it how other people see it. Like I understand how people, this is an earning thing for a lot of people. For me, this is fun. And I understand why people sit on here all day to say a lot. It doesn't take me a long time to get to where I need to go. I'm telling you, any video I ever do, you can understand what I mean or what I'm trying to say in 2 minutes. And so you could just listen for a minute and get it. However, a lot of people speak, but they're saying nothing. I'd rather you say something and me not understand you than you speak and say nothing. You know what I mean? I don't know. I hope I didn't confuse you, but I don't think people really think about what they're saying. I really don't think too many people put too much effort into their thought process to express themselves in a coherent and clear way that the receiver understands the message from the person delivering the message. As a recipient, I want to know what you're talking about. And if you say something that I don't understand, I'm going to ask you, what do you mean by that? Why did you say that? Can you make it make sense to me? It doesn't take long for you to clarify, and you shouldn't get offended when I don't understand you. However, so many people get offended, or so many people think they know what you're talking about when they don't. There's nothing wrong with asking questions. There are stupid questions. I don't care what people say, because you ask me the same question 5 times. I say, no, you just asked me that. Are you stupid? But there's nothing wrong with trying to get clarity. And if you don't understand, say, I can't comprehend what you're saying. Can you please repeat? And I'm with that. That's all. I just want people to really think about what they're saying. And before you get offended or you don't understand a term somebody uses, ask them, what do you mean by that? It's simple for me. And I've said pretty much all I have to say. Now I would say more if somebody said, Charles, what's going on? But there's nothing really going on. This was just a real quick thing. And I'm always trying to measure how I say things because I really don't want people to take my message the wrong way. because so many people take so many things personal that if you say a certain thing a certain way, they think that you are talking about them. And I'm not talking about anyone specifically. I'm in general. This is a generality. I think that a lot of people really don't think about what they're saying. They just say things, you know. And I'm not saying that I'm beyond doing that. Sometimes I might just say things. I'll say some crazy stuff. But a lot of times, or most of the time when I converse with somebody, I'm trying to figure out how can I make sure that they understand exactly what I'm saying. So I'll sit back, I reflect, I think about what message I'm trying to deliver and how can I make it so it's cogent to them. How do I make it so that when you hear me speak, you don't have to doubt what I'm talking about? So and my sadness as compared to everybody else's sadness is that a lot of stuff just doesn't bother me. Like I may find it funny. I forgot the term. Thank you for letting me know I got packages delivered. I think that's kind of crazy. Like, it lets you know, the computer lets you know that a package has been delivered. Thank you. And it was Amazon. It's Microsoft. You're getting excellent. Reading my emails. I'm joking. But anyway, that's the gist of my message. I don't know who's here. Much respect, much love to you all. Whenever you speak, always think about what you're saying. And before you jump to conclusions, before you assume that you know, if somebody confuses you, ask them to clarify. Just ask them, what do you mean when you say these things? What are you talking about? What is your point? Why are you telling me this? You know, that's just it for me. I'm not going to go too much longer. There's nobody, like, this is how I feel. In my first minute, when I'm speaking, I said everything that I got to say. If you listen to me more than that first minute, that's great. But like, nobody owes me a view. Nobody owes me a listen. However, I do like interactions. So when people say things to me, I want to respond back. So I'm always looking for somebody to say, hey, Chuck, what's going on? What made you do this? But I get most people are different. Like, I really don't get triggered. I really don't get bothered by people. I just want to understand where you're coming from. So that's why I think I listen to so many different people, because I'm trying to understand where they're coming from in general. I'm trying to get them, but I don't get your pain because I don't feel the pain that you feel. You probably don't feel the pain that I feel. Anyway, I said all I got to say. That's all I wanted to speak was really quick. And just, you know, this is just for fun of it. Just for the fun of it. Do you think about what you're saying? Do you really think about it before you start speaking? And if you don't, you need to. I'm done with this. I did too much talking. I made it longer than I should have. Let's go Lakers. I think the Clippers are not going to make it. But, you know, I would love to see Lakers Clippers. But the Denver Nuggets versus the Lakers would be just as good. Yeah, I thought about what I said before I said it. Anyway, I've done all my talking. I don't want to wear out my voice because I'm probably got to talk a little bit later. And I talk too much. I'm with you, and I sound like this. I'm sorry. I just make everything fun for me. Even this little quick snippet of a video talking about just thinking about what you say before you say it. All right. Have a great one.